So here we are again. It's quite a long time on now. It must be about a week, 10 days since I've done much on the van, Big Vern. But this is the latest bit. What I have done is bought a lot of stuff, so I'm going to show you what I've got. Before I do that though, one little bit of exciting news. The other day it rained, proper rain. We don't get that much really heavy rain here in this part of England, but for about 20 minutes, half an hour, it rained like proper stair rods coming down during the night. So when I got in the morning, I came in here. I've got some wood you can see on the floor at the moment. I'll bore you with that in a minute, but had a look on there, not a stain. So my handiwork here has proven waterproof. So I was very chuffed. I left here very chuffed the other morning. Okay, I'm going to pause you and then I can turn it around and show you what I've got. Right, so what I bought is some of this Celotex. Okay, this is 50mm. You might remember I said I put the batons down, which are 50mm. I had a little go at just doing the first bit. Did that straight away. I was so excited I couldn't wait. And as you can see, it's gone down a treat. There's a few little gaps here, which I'm obviously going to fill in. But at the moment, that's gone down fine, so we're happy with that. I use this here. This is something I just had in the garage, an old saw. I mean, you can see it. Put it there, a little hand saw, and it cut through it perfect. It's like a hot knife through butter. It's just so easy to cut. It's just, I don't really know what it is, but yeah, cut perfectly. I've got 5 sheets of 12mm ply. So there's 3 that will cover the whole floor area here, and then there's going to be 2 that I need to block in the cab effectively. That's going to be sort of my next job, or next but one job. Next job, which I'm going to have a go at in a minute, is the wheel hubs. Because the other thing I bought is a roll of, it's quite a big roll actually. This is another eBay classic. Insulated, I've not even had it out yet, but insulated, well, I don't know what you call it, bubble wrap I suppose. Not particularly cheap. That roll was about, I think it's 25 metres by, it's 1.2 metre deep. I think I paid about £50 for that. And I've got, you can probably just see on the top there, see over there? You see that? That's a roll of insulation, sort of, yeah, insulation felt stuff. I'm going to put that on the here and then bubble wrap over it, and then I can finish the rest of the floor, but otherwise it'll sort of get in the way. So that's the next job. I'll keep you in the loop. Okay, so stage 1, I've used my insulate stuff. This is, I don't know what they're making. I've got it from B&Q, it's their own brand, but it's quite thick. Loft insulation, £18. I've wrapped that around there. I've got some of this no nonsense spray contact adhesive. Sprayed that on there, put it on there. So that's insulated. That looks a little bit shabby, but you'll see in the next bit. I'm going to put the some of my insulated foil around it, seal it off completely. So that will tie that one up completely. So that'll be the next bit. So that's the first one done. I just did it on the slow-mo. I don't know whether I've decided to include it in the this classic or not, but I put basically the insulation stuff underneath. This is obviously the bubble wrap on top. Wrapped it up. It doesn't look particularly nice, but that don't matter. I can show it to you. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It doesn't look maybe the best professional job in the world, but it doesn't matter because when I've done the floor, then I will box this in anyway, but obviously it's just insulated, which is the important thing. I'm going to do the other one now. I shan't bother filming that. Again, just a bit of an update. I have been doing the floor, try and give you some idea what's going on there. done a lot of it, just got well, 2 bits left to do, which I'm going to do in a moment, and then we'll be using the expansion foam to fill in the gaps. One quick thing I did do, let me just move this out of the way. But I realised that when I'd done it, I'd work from as we're looking at it now, from the right to the left. As these panels are the same width as the hardwood I'm using for the flooring, the plywood, sorry. I was going to have the same line down here, which I thought probably isn't very clever. I've got no reason to note that or think that. It just didn't seem very logical. So I've gone for sort of brickwork type pattern. So I've swapped it round where the gap is down here now, if you can see. So where it's straight down here, where the end of the plywood is, we've got a thick piece. I'm going to do the last 2 that we've done. The other thing I've done, I walked down here, I fitted this board here at the end. At the moment, I'm going to at some point fill in the top here. Yet to work out exactly what or how to do that, but I needed this one in first, just to allow me to put the flooring down. I'm getting a window fitted over here on a couple of days' time, doesn't matter when, Friday, and so I needed the flooring down really before that was done. Didn't have to, but it was going to be better. One of the problems I had here, just as an slight aside, is that this piece of wood, as a lot of the plywood is, I've noticed, is slightly bowed. So what I've done is a little gap down here, it's about 1 centimetre wide, so all along here. So what I've done is, on that, I've run a thin piece of wood down there, so it's holding that in, and obviously I'll fill that with expansion foam, but I'll cut the rest of these ones up, and then we'll see where we're going from there. I've now filled all the crevices at the back, completely filled. So the next job is to get this fella, the expanding foam, fill all the little gaps. It's okay, it looks a bit bumpy in places, it's just sitting up, like here for example, but we'll go down, no problem. I'm whispering because my neighbour's over the road and they'll think I'm a bit mad. What's the other thing I was going to say? Don't know. Oh yeah, the hat. Got the hat on, saw a YouTube video, bloke got in his hair, disaster. So put the hat on, just in case I have a problem with the stuff. Okay, done that. I did it very quickly, used most of that container, that canister, and seemed to have done most of what I need to do. I'm slightly concerned that it seemed to go a lot quicker than I thought it would. It seemed an easier job than I anticipated, but when it dries we'll see. It takes us 1.5 hours to dry, and then I'm hopefully you can just chip the excess I've got along here, just chip that off with a chisel or something, and then I can start putting down the flooring. So that's my next job. It's quite late now, it's about 8:30 in the evening, so that'll be enough for today, and tomorrow chipping the excess away and then starting laying the floor panels. Okay, so next day on this, from what you just seen, this is tomorrow, and I've cleared the floor off. All this is the stuff that I've cut, just chipped away with it. Just came up very easy with the famous Stanley knife. Cut that away with the Stanley knife. I've already cut a piece of board into place, the first piece of wood. So in theory now, I'll put it down in the corner there, screw it down. So we're going to have a go at that, see how it goes on. Slight pause in activities. I've gone to put the wood down. I thought when I bought the screws they were self countersinking screws, but actually when I went in they didn't have the ones that I wanted, so I ended up with some others. It doesn't look like they are. So drill, countersink bit. I'm going to mark out the area I want and countersink first, just because with the screws on here I want them flush or countersunk, for obvious reasons, in that we're going to put some kind of carpet or something down there. So next job will be a bit of countersinking at That's the rule I've just dropped, which I'm going to measure it with. And this is the drill that I can't actually get open. Hang on. I think, yeah. I was taught many years ago that if you pull a funny face when you're tightening things, it helps. Top tip. Take that one with you. I'm going to do this now. I shan't film it because, quite frankly, it'd be even more boring than me putting a drill bit into a drill. Okay, so I have now fitted the first piece of board. Cut it to size, fit it down. I've screwed it with 1, 2, 3, 4 screws across each batten, so it's firmly down, tightened and down. You might remember I said that the Celotex, the insulation, was actually a tad high. It was 50mm, and the 50mm batons I bought were only about 47, 48. But squashed it down. It's flat. Job done. I've got to do the other bits. I won't get a chance to do them now. It's again in the evening, about 8:30 or something. But I wanted to get this one. I'm out tomorrow, so I shan't be doing anything tomorrow. And on Friday morning, I'm taking the van and getting this panel done. Put a window put into it. I didn't say why I was doing that, but just so you know, I'm just getting one window put in there. It's going to be one of these bonded windows. I wasn't very confident in the first place about cutting it out. Decided to have a go cutting it out. Then when I priced the window, which by the time I bought the window and the bonding kit that you have to book to put it on, about 125 quid. Found a place that would do it for about 100, I think it's 180 they're charging me. So I thought, actually, for the sake of 50 quid, I'll get someone to do that one professionally, because it's the one thing that could be a disaster if it falls out when I'm halfway down the motorway. It will all be a bit painful. Done. So on Friday morning, I won't be able to do it tomorrow night. So I just wanted this bit of floor done so that the guy could do that on in a couple of days' time. Once that's done, I'll show you that, but hopefully it should let a bit more light in. It's quite light now, even though it's getting dust because I've opened the door to the side, so with the two together, it should be fine. Although, obviously I am going to lose the light at the end here because I don't know what yet, there's going to be some kind of blocking in there. One last thing I wanted to show as well, this is possibly a Mercedes Sprinter thing, but I made a cock-up with the lights, and I'll show you what I mean, turn it around and explain and demonstrate that I am an idiot. Okay, so the number plate light here and here, this in the door, as you can see, hopefully see, when you come around the back here, it's a bit messy. It's lived in, I think they call that. This is going to be boarded up at some point, so I thought I'd have a look what was going on. So I went and turned the side lights on. These didn't work, so I thought, oh, the bulb's gone. Took the bulb out of here, and well, you can see that there, it's snapped off completely. So in fact, the bulb's here. Ta-da! Then I realised, of course, the reason they didn't work is because there's a connection here that connects with that when the door's closed, and the door wasn't closed. When I closed it, they worked perfectly. But now I've mashed that up. So you don't need to get to them this way. I looked in the, I did treat myself to a Haynes manual. You can get to them the other way and they just pop out anyway, but I'm going to treat myself to a couple of new ones of these. I looked on eBay and get for about 7 or 8 quid. So I'm going to order those, so at least they'll be, I'll treat that rust a bit, and then they'll be hopefully have enough life to see out the life of the van. But yeah, just a word of warning to those who are idiotic like me. To the rest of you, I apologise for boring you.